Live from Spartan Field in Sparkill, New York, CSI Sportsnet welcomes you into NCAA Division II women's soccer coverage. In today's audio-only broadcast on our Sportsnet YouTube page, the College of Staten Island Dolphins take on the Spartans of St. Thomas Aquinas College. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Joe Foreman, on the call solo here today as the Dolphins visit Sparkill for what is a pivotal conference matchup for each of these two teams, both looking for their first victory in conference play on the season. The Spartans also in search of their first win overall, and when these two teams last met at the College of Staten Island last season, they played to a 2-2 draw in a game that was equally as important for both teams last year as it is here today. The Dolphins ending a three-match homestand a few days ago. They wrapped up that homestand on Saturday against Goldie Beacom. Dolphins led in that game 1-0 before surrendering two unanswered goals on their way to a 2-1 defeat against the Lightning. For the Dolphins, today's match against the Spartans will begin what is a crucial two-game stretch in conference play. They take on the Spartans today and visit Deauville University over the weekend. The game over the weekend, an important one as well. The Dolphins and Saints played to a close 1-0 final last year, a game that the Saints won, eliminating the Dolphins from postseason contention in 2024. And for a team with playoff aspirations this year, they're going to have at least 2 points during the next couple of games, possibly as many as 4 if they're going to keep pace in the conference standings. I think if you're the Dolphins, at the very minimum, you're targeting a pair of draws, but I think it will probably take at least one win in the next 2 conference matches for CSI to be a major threat down the stretch in terms of playoff contention. Now, we are broadcasting from behind the scoreboard today. We do not have the clock in front of us, so keep that in mind as we move forward through the broadcast. Relative to my position, the Dolphins will be attacking left to right. The Spartans right to left, stack in their all-white uniforms with black numbers. The Dolphins wearing all-black uniforms with white numbers. The Dolphins will kick things off from Spartan Field in Sparkill, where I've spent the last 3 days ahead of this game. I'll have both games today here on Sportsnet, audio only. First up, women's soccer, followed by the men's game with a start time of approximately 2:30. That 2:30 scheduled kickoff should leave plenty of time for warm-ups between matches, and we expect to be on schedule for Game 2, barring any unforeseen circumstances ahead of that one. We await the officials' whistle to get underway from Sparkill, Dolphins, and Spartans here on CSI Sportsnet. This is our second audio broadcast of the season. By scanning the QR code on your screen, you can pair us with the video from over on Flow College. If somehow you found us as a fan of the Spartans, I'm not sure how, but if you did, their broadcast team has the game over on Flow College. You can check that out by scanning the QR code on your screen. We still await kickoff. The two teams have been ready for a minute or two here. We're about 3 minutes past our scheduled start time of 12 p.m. I think they were waiting for one of the lines judges to get in position, and we are underway from Sparkill. Big conference match in the ECC. Dolphins and Spartans both looking for their first win in conference play, as Riley Hammond is whistled for a very early foul, and the Spartans have a free kick from not too far outside of the 18. A few yards in from the touchline along the near side, and they will set up for a Katie Nielsen free kick. Most of their attackers lined up right in the center of the 18, along the edge of the box. That's certainly not a foul that the Dolphins wanted to commit early. Free kick on its way toward the center of the box, headed straight up in the air in front of goal, headed again by Hunt and Cole of CSI. Charsky hoping to clear it. She's pressured along the touchline, and it is sent over by the Spartans. Pressure applied there along the touchline by Caitlin McGuire. Charsky with good body positioning kept her away from that ball, and McGuire was forced to send it over the touchline. Goal kick played short by the Dolphins as they work out of their own end up the far side. Ball with Cirinelli, and the Dolphins gave it away in their own end. Nearly took it back. But the Spartans maintain control, working toward the corner on the far side. Good pressure applied by Cirinelli, keeping it in along the touchline. Not a lot of room over there. Spartans do well to keep it in and maintain possession, hoping to play it toward the center of the pitch. And Hammond coughed it up for CSI, right back to Stack. But a through ball for the corner, too strong. It rolls over the touchline for another Dolphins goal kick. We saw it a couple of matches ago when we had our three-man crew with myself, Nicholas Pavona, and Aaron Cohen. The Dolphins looked to play many of their goal kicks short. That was against Malloy. And it proved to be problematic at times, working out of their own end. That's how they started early in this game as well, with the goal kick played short. As once again the Dolphins turn it over, looking to exit their own end. The Spartans have it down near the corner. Quick passing, entering the 18. Ball in front, broken up by O'Donnell. Good quick passing by the Spartans, but O'Donnell in good position. And the Dolphins hoping to counter, work through the midfield. This is Thompson. Up to Jean Belay. She circles back. Now Riley Hammond plays it up ahead to Cirinelli. Not enough on that pass. It rebounded off a defender straight to Charsky. That one played toward the box. Only one Dolphin there. It's cleared away by Stack toward the sideline and played up that sideline by Bianca Bellino. It rolled over the touchline for a short Dolphins throw. CSI took that throw quickly, and the Spartans momentarily had possession, but now Hammond controls for CSI. Try and get you the full starting lineups very quickly once we have a stoppage. Can probably eyeball the Dolphins, though we have a very unique angle from the corner flag. Right now the action at the opposite end of the pitch. But for the Dolphins working forward from my end of the pitch down, it's Hunt, O'Donnell, Charsky, Cirinelli, Cole, Hammond, Jean Belay, Castro, Urick, Thompson, and in goal, Brianna Dorr. Dolphins punted one through the midfield, and the two teams trade possession in the midfield, taken finally by the Spartans, and they look to get moving up the pitch quickly. Their pass intercepted by Mia Cole. Good job there in the midfield by Cole as Urick works toward the far side. She found Cirinelli, who connects with Hammond, and Hammond's pass couldn't find its target. It's chipped in the air by the Spartans, headed the other way by O'Donnell just beyond the 18. And a foul is whistled against Stack. Dolphins free kick. Charsky into the midfield. Quick passing by the Dolphins. And again, the ball deflected over the far side by Stack. Dolphins throw from midfield onto the foot of Charsky. And could not keep it in. Throw for Stack now. Throw into the attacking third, but a lot of black jerseys around that ball. The Dolphins again tried to push it up the sideline. It was deflected out by Stack. Dolphins throw into the midfield. Urick does keep it in right in front of the CSI bench, trying to work into the attacking third. And once again, the Dolphins are awarded a throw as the Spartans sent it over the far side. Throw into the 18, immediately cleared a short distance away by Stack. They nearly gave it right back up to the Dolphins, but instead the Spartans sent it into the midfield. Dolphins now forced to retreat toward their own goal as they track that ball down. Hammond. Short pass in the midfield. Jean Belay circling back toward the near side. Finds some room now. Wants to play Thompson through. And she does connect with Thompson. Thompson racing into the attacking third. Looking for some angle to play it toward the middle. It's crossed in by Castro over everybody. Rolling toward the touchline near the corner. On the far side, Cirinelli could not run it down. And the Spartans will throw in as the clock is stopped. No clear indication yet regarding the stoppage. It looks like the head official is having a word with CSI interim head coach Joseph Odumewu. Joe gives the thumbs up, whatever that conversation entailed. Must have went in a way that pleased the Dolphins interim head coach. It's Odumewu's third match at the helm for the Dolphins as CSI forces a turnover in the midfield. They could not turn and quickly set up an attack. Instead, it's a short pass from Castro to Thompson, centered for Urich. Hammond now off the foot of a Spartan, able to corral it. Hunt avoids a challenge. Ball rebounds all the way into the Dolphins' end of the pitch toward the sideline. Charsky sent it back into the midfield. But again, it's sent right back the other way by Stack, looking to work from the edge of the midfield into the attacking third. They do get there up the far side. Ball played through toward the touchline, and unable to track it down was Sarai Rodriguez. She was short of reaching that one by about a stride or two. Not a bad ball. Just a bit too much on it, and it's a Dolphins goal kick once again. Hunt with a poor pass, easily intercepted by Stack, but O'Donnell takes it right back. That could have been big trouble for the Dolphins right on the edge of the 18, as O'Donnell sends one toward goal. No attackers in the area. Easily handled by Madison LePage. Once again, the ball played long up the pitch into the Dolphins' end. Hunt with it on her foot. Gets it through one Spartans defender, but taken by another. An attempt to play it ahead, knocked down by Hammond in the midfield, and onto the foot of Jean Belay. Cirinelli working through the midfield. Has Jean Belay. Jean Belay with some room now, working toward the edge of the 18. And maybe one pass too many. Urich was making a run behind a pair of Spartans. Jean Belay tried to play her through, but no lane for that pass. And the Dolphins' attacking play shut down. They look to get restarted from the midfield. And the Spartans could not keep it in along the sideline. They send one into the woods. And the Dolphins will throw. "36 minutes to go in half number one." Kind thank you to one of our spectators giving me the time. We'll have to see how close the live stats are in terms of time remaining. I think I have to give those a refresh to get it. Yeah, not close. There needs to be a game action for that to update. And it has been a generally whistle-free match since the opening seconds. The Dolphins committed a foul right away. And since then, we've had just the one stoppage, but that was not for a foul of any kind. It was for a word with the Dolphins bench. Dolphins send one a long way toward the back post. Castro has some room near the corner of the box. Got a foot on it. She goes down hard. Play on, says the head official. There is a CSI contingent in the bleacher setup in front of me. Not quite as many seats as Dolphins Soccer Park, just a few short. But this is a facility that I'm now attending a game in for the second time, though I came as a staffer last time as part of the ECC Softball Championship broadcast. Mia Cole working up the center of the pitch in the attacking third, but too much traffic for her to navigate. Last time I was here was back in May. It was the East Coast Conference Softball Championship. I had the call on play-by-play for day one, on color commentary for the next couple of days. Charsky on a Dolphins free kick, set one into the box. It was headed toward the touchline by Stack. And it looks like Urich in the middle of three white jerseys was last to touch it. So goal kick for the Spartans here. As I mentioned earlier, this one of a couple of road broadcasts that we will have today. Road broadcasts 2 and 3 of the season for us here on Sportsnet. Right now we're looking at potentially men's soccer at Goldie Beacom as our next road broadcast. That game takes place on October 9th, so 1 week from tomorrow. That game looking like a good possibility next week, but we'll confirm that when the date gets a bit closer as the Dolphins look to cross from the corner here. Cirinelli working along the touchline, and I believe the Dolphins have earned a corner kick. That touchline at the opposite end of the pitch, a long ways away, but it is the first CSI corner kick of the match, first for either team. Urich setting up to take it. Dolphins primarily gathered along the back post, a bit wide of it. We'll see if Urich puts the ball over there. Instead, it's toward the middle of the box, headed away by Stack. It bounces toward the top of the 18 onto the foot of O'Donnell, and she was met by 3 Spartans. Stack now has it in the midfield, hoping for a chance to counter. Hunt there waiting near the edge of the 18 for the ball played ahead. Dolphins taking their time, working out of their own end. And a poor touch by Charsky results in a giveaway. She gets it back and is whistled for a foul. So we've seen it more than once already in this match. The Dolphins with just one poor pass or one poor touch near their own box. And Spartans have had a couple of chances off those giveaways, but have not turned those into a shot. This free kick appears to be from between 25 and 30 yards out. Dolphins set up a wall of 4, just a couple of yards outside the 18. The Spartans with their second chance off of a set piece from this end of the pitch. Free kick on the way, sent up and over. Attempt on goal there by Amelia Hammond. Non-threatening chance. Dolphins have the goal kick here. Doors goal kick sent into the midfield, headed by Riley Hammond. Comes down in some traffic. Spartans had it briefly, but too many black jerseys in the area. The Dolphins take control. And off the foot of Mia Cole, it's nearly a Spartans takeaway. Strong tackle there by Charsky. She moves forward. Dolphins now with some momentum up the pitch. Castro played through. She's ahead of the nearest backer for Stack. Good job to close that space quickly. Claudia Vincent getting on Castro before she could make a play on that ball. Castro had to wait for her attackers as well. That chance developed a bit too quickly for the Dolphins to make their runs, and now the Spartans hoping to clear it. Only caught a piece of it, and Hammond sends one well wide of goal. That was from a long ways out as well. Spartans goal kick coming up here. Played short. Urich, the nearest Dolphin defensively. Spartans send it toward the far side, right back toward the 18, and they clear it from there. Dolphins control in the midfield. Shambhalai's short pass for Hammond. Hammond for Thompson, who wanted Castro, but Thompson contacted as she attempted that pass, couldn't get it off cleanly. Waiting for it in the midfield is Hunt. She chips it in the air, played with the body by Thompson. Castro along the near side runs out of space, and the Spartans will throw. Throw in for the Spartans along the near side. Played right back over the touchline by the Dolphins. They'll try again on the throw. This one taken a bit further. First to it for either team is Hunt. Back to Charsky. Charsky plays it to Brianna Dorr. Dorr, pressured just a bit, gets it away. Dolphins tried to send it up the far side, and that ball just rolls harmlessly over the touchline for Spartans' throw. Stack looks to work it into the corner. Again, the Dolphins there to break up the pass. That ball played into the box. O'Donnell under a lot of pressure now to get it out. She does. Dolphins, again, had some trouble getting out of their own end there, but the Spartans couldn't capitalize. They send it over the touchline for a Dolphins goal kick. Dorr to take this goal kick. Dolphins looking to play this one a bit longer. They send it into the midfield where we have a whistle. Foul against the Spartans. Charsky will take the free kick. She sends one into the box. No problem there for LePage. And immediately off of that free kick, LePage sent one into the midfield where the Dolphins commit a foul. Spartans will take their time and set up ahead of the free kick. This one from probably 10 yards past midfield. Again, our perspective very skewed. Third free kick of the match for the Spartans. This one from by far the greatest distance. It's sent into the box over everybody, and it one hops over the touchline for a Dolphins goal kick. Torres sends this free kick toward the near side. Castro, the only Dolphin in the area, had it headed away, and the Spartans control. Stack working up the sideline now. There's a good move on the edge of the 18. Millie Hunt is down. And she is grabbing her knee. Play continues right now. And a strong tackle by Jean Belay in the box as they're going to stop the clock here. And the concern right now is for Millie Hunt. Immediately went down and grabbed the knee. So what we're going to do here with the injury is step aside and take a break. The trainers are attending to Millie Hunt just a few yards inside of the corner flag where we are right now. So once Hunt is assisted, we will come back here on CSI Sportsnet. Still no score in the first half between the Dolphins and Spartans. And we're back here on CSI Sportsnet. as Stack trainer and Albana Janbalai, or I believe that might be Mazzy Cirinelli. Either way, that duo helping Millie Hunt off the pitch here. And when she went down and immediately grabbed the knee, of course, that's always a cause for major concern. Good news is when she did get up off the pitch, she was able to put some weight on the affected leg, could not walk off under her own power completely, but as she makes her way to the bench, she is putting weight on that injured leg, so that's good to see. However, the Dolphins now without a key piece on defense, and we'll see how they manage. Early in this one, they have managed to hold the Spartans without a shot on goal. Likewise, Stack has done the same. And goals likely to be at a premium in this one, considering the numbers for both teams coming in. And as we saw last year, these two teams that are very evenly matched with one another played to a draw. Dolphins do make a substitution. Sydney Brown checks in to replace Hunt. Dolphins do control immediately following the whistle. Spartans sent it over the end line for a Dolphins goal kick. Play continues in the midfield. And Stack puts one over the group of midfielders and works into the attacking third now, down near the corner. And again, O'Donnell right on top of that attempted through ball as a strong tackle results in a foul called against the Spartans. Rodriguez once again looking to play it through into the 18. O'Donnell right there waiting. Off the Dolphins' free kick, the ball played through the midfield, chipped in the air into the attacking third by Thompson. Urich gets to it, but she's being pressured, and the Spartans are forced to clear, so the Dolphins earn a throw. Dolphins throw toward the corner of the 18. It rebounds quickly off the foot of an attacker, and the Dolphins commit a foul shortly thereafter. Free kick for the Spartans once again. This free kick, a long one. It lands in the attacking third, but again, not contacted by anybody. It rolls over the touchline for a Dolphins goal kick. That one sent toward the sideline off the Dolphins goal kick. Kept in nicely there. Hammond now just beyond midfield. Sent one into the attacking third toward the corner, but not a black jersey in sight. Spartans did control in the midfield, but immediately sent one over the touchline in front of their own bench. Dolphins will throw now. Off the throw, it is controlled by Stack once again. They send one into the 18. Rodriguez there and lost her footing over the ball. Flag was up for offsides as well. Had she not lost her footing, she was in prime scoring position. That ball landed between three Dolphins. Rodriguez had a window, but the flag was up. And Brianna Dorr will send it into the midfield once again. The wind working against the Dolphins in the first half with the Spartans. course, that will change in half number 2. This is Thompson. And that one is sent wide of the frame, but couldn't even find Urich in there. She was last to contact it. Ball being headed around the midfield right now. 3 touches before it finally found the turf. Possession with Stack right on the edge of the attacking third. Rodriguez taken down hard by O'Donnell. Not much of a doubt about that one. And the head official is going to have a word with O'Donnell. Spartans with another free kick from a decently dangerous position. They work from the center of the pitch, probably between 30 and 35 yards out. Rodriguez to attempt the free kick. She puts one toward goal, off the bar. Saved by Dorr and headed in. Saved by Dorr. It rebounded off the bar and it was headed in by Ashley Argento. The Spartans strike first in a big conference matchup as they are on the board with a 1-0 lead here in the first half. The free kick was a good one. Dorr forced to fully extend toward the bar, got the fist on it, punched it off the bar. It rebounded straight in front of goal and was headed in by Argento. First goal of the match for the Spartans, first goal of the season for the Spartans, and they have a lead in conference play over CSI 1-0. Foul called against the Spartans in the midfield very quickly after the Dolphins kicked off. I mentioned it before the game began. This is one that both teams would really like to have. And you could make the case that in terms of making the playoffs, it's a game that both teams need. That's just looking at history dating back to last year. Anything can happen with plenty of conference games left, but especially with the Dolphins having matches against 2 teams they played very close last season back-to-back, and the Spartans and the Saints. I think if you don't come away with a point today, you have to have the game against Uville. If you come away with 1 in this game, still some margin for error, but Dolphins, should they not come away with more than a couple of points in this 2-game stretch, they're going to have to pull off what many would consider to be an upset somewhere down the line to find their way into the conference postseason. Goal announced for Argento. Despite my poor angle, my eyes still do not fail me. Spartans have it right on the edge of the midfield. They nearly coughed it up straight to the Dolphins. And that would have been problematic with CSI having some momentum toward the Spartans' goal. Instead, Stack looked to play it into the attacking third. Charsky intercepts. Charsky, short pass, Thompson. Thompson dispossessed quickly. Ball ahead to Rodriguez. She's effectively one-on-one with O'Donnell. Help on the way as O'Donnell forces Rodriguez backwards a bit. Cole for Castro. Castro looking. Sends one toward the box. Jean-Belay, the nearest Dolphin, got there ahead of LePage, but could not put it on target. The window was small as the Spartans' goalkeeper was closing in quickly. Pressure from behind as well. And we have the first substitutions for either side. couple for Stack. Karina Vasquez in for CSI. I believe Serena D'Astis one of 2 Spartans to check in. I think Sophie Stanley was the second. Either way, both are in the match. But I do believe it was that duo that just came on. Pass intercepted by Cirinelli. Looking to play it into the box. Instead, found a Spartan there. Ball sent into the midfield by Stack and skyward by Charsky. Headed again by Stack just outside of the box. And they control. Dolphins pressure along the near side. Spartans get it to the center of the pitch. Ball played through to the corner. A good ball. McGuire reaches it in the corner. McGuire. Short pass. Stanley. Takeaway by Hammond, but Hammond sent it over the touchline. Dolphins will have another pair of substitutions ahead of their own throw. Sola and Schlee check in. Urich and Thompson to the bench. Dolphins take their throw, and immediately the Spartans send it over the sideline. Throw over 3 white jerseys, contacted the foot of Jean Belay, but she couldn't control. She continues to apply pressure as the Spartans play it back toward goal. LePage. Short pass for Vincent. Vincent works into the midfield. A lot of pressure now on Stanley being applied by Hammond. And again, the Spartans forced to retreat and play it back to their goalkeeper. And Sydney Brown sends one toward the sideline. It initially did stay in. I'm not sure anybody expected it to. The wind probably helped that one out. Dolphins earn the throw and draw a whistle. Jean Belay was taken down. She will also take the free kick. And instead, makes the late decision to give way to Charsky. Dolphins going to try and set up around the box. The wind calm for the moment. This one sent toward goal and on target. It was saved by LePage, who immediately rolls it ahead. Looking to spring forward. The Spartans on the attack, but the Dolphins recover well defensively. Ball pinballing around in the midfield now. It rolls toward the far side, and the Spartans could not keep it in. Dolphins throw up the near side. Make that the far side relative to me. Near side if you're on the bench side of things. And another whistle goes against Staten Island. Spartans setting up for another free kick, and we've seen many free kick opportunities so far for them in this match, some more dangerous than others, one leading directly to the goal. Score remains 1-0. That one played toward the top of the 18, sent toward goal, but nothing on that shot. Dorr punts one into the midfield. It's headed straight up into the air. Still in along the touchline, far side. Cirinelli pressured backward. Charsky looking to avoid a challenge. Rodriguez controls. Again, O'Donnell being put to work defensively, and She sends it over the touchline for a Spartans throw. Stack will send some substitutions on here. Dolphins appear set for one as well. Brown gave it away. Chance for the Spartans. But it does not result in a shot as the Dolphins again gave it away in a really dangerous spot. Ball headed just beyond the 18 and sent wide of goal. However, it takes a weird hop and almost stayed in. Goal kick, Staten Island. Goal kick by Dorr into the midfield. Headed up the pitch by CSI. Jean Belay with a volley high into the air. Ball right at the edge of the 18, and a foul is whistled against the Dolphins. Sabrina Dorr, who just checked in the middle of things. Up at that forward spot, she was the nearest Dolphin, waiting for that ball to come down. It went a long way up into the air. Goal kick from Stack ends up in the midfield. The Dolphins again looking to send it back. This one rolling toward the touchline. Chance for Asola, and she sends it just wide. Sharp angled shot from along the touchline, and Asola certainly had a chance to get the Dolphins even. But that shot traveled just wide of that far post, and it remains 1-0 Spartans. Dolphins again facing some pressure down around their own goal. Dorr forced to get rid of it quickly into the midfield. There is some room there again for Jean Belay, but she's dispossessed from behind. Good tackle by Stanley. Cirinelli now giving chase toward the far side. Couldn't get there in time. Throw in for the Spartans. Throw in headed by Charsky. It ends up with Jean Belay. Wanted Vasquez. Couldn't connect on the pass. And again, the Dolphins forced to clear it out of their own end quickly. That took a bad bounce. And the Dolphins get it out of danger. CSI with it again. Working through the midfield. Jean Belay wanted Cirinelli. Play goes on after two players got tangled up. Both ended up down. Hammond for Brown. Brown head. And that one rebounded off the foot of Dorr. It ends up with Vasquez, who looks to play it into the 18, headed in front of Asola, but Spartans first to it. It's volleyed back toward the middle of the box. But again, the Spartans keep it out of danger as a foul is whistled. Dorr went down. Dolphins set up the free kick, and again it will be Charsky. This one from a much more dangerous spot, not too far outside of the 18. Charsky toward goal, and play was whistled dead, as that one did end up going in. I think LePage gave up on it because of the whistle, but it did roll off her fingertips and in. So Charsky will try again, and instead played one toward the near post where there were no attackers trying to shoot it. It travels wide. Really tough to tell if LePage took it easy on the first attempt because of the whistle, but the Dolphins did put that one in. Here come the Spartans quickly the other way. Rodriguez along the touchline. Dorr is there. It goes through her legs and straight toward the opposite sideline. I think Dorr is probably fortunate that one didn't hit her, because there was nobody there to receive it on the other side. And effectively, Spartans cleared the ball for the Dolphins by putting it through their goalkeeper. Dolphins were awarded a free kick from just inside the touchline on the far side. And the Spartans cleared out of their own end through the midfield. Dolphins there to meet it. Sean Belay right along the midfield stripe, facing heavy pressure from Stanley. Now Brown avoids a challenge. Quick passing here. Vasquez wanted Schley. Instead, it was intercepted back on the foot of LePage in goal for Stack. Schley controls it off of an attempted ball into the midfield by LePage. The Dolphins applying pressure in the box, and finally the Spartans clear one into the roadway. Off the throw, Dorr shoots, easily saved. Have to check the live stats. That might be the first shot on goal for the Dolphins. And indeed it is. Spartans now controlling the midfield. And ran out of room, looking to play through up the far side. Dolphins throw. We're closing in on the end of the first half. As of the last game action, which was that shot, we had an even 5 minutes to go in half number one. Dolphins wanted Vasquez on the edge of the attacking third, but that ball way too strong. Went through everybody and over the touchline. Spartans control in goal off of the throw. LePage up the far side. Cirinelli had the takeaway. Looked like she might have been grabbed. Instead, the Spartans play on with control. Dolphins have it back in the midfield now. Cirinelli for Vasquez. Off her head. It rolls toward the touchline, and she could not keep it in. Dorr dispossessed, working up the sideline, quickly moving the other way. The Spartans. Ball was played toward the center of the pitch. They looked for a quick give and go toward the corner. The pass for Lawson was broken up, and now the Dolphins hoping to counter. Masola avoids a pair of challenges. Schley ahead into the corner. Cirinelli works back toward the center of the pitch. Wants Vasquez. It gets by her, but this time she does get to it. Schlee from Vasquez, the edge of the 18. And the Spartans do a good job to avoid conceding that corner. It'll be a Dolphins throw from just beyond the corner flag. Played with the body by Dorr, who tries to cross, and it's off the outside of the frame. The final minutes of the first half in this NCAA Division II East Coast Conference matchup. Spartans lead the Dolphins 1-0. Both teams looking for their first conference win. That one headed off the goal kick by the Dolphins and cleared away by Stack. Spartans again looking to work into the corner up the far side. O'Donnell busy with Rodriguez. Rodriguez gains a step, shoots. Dorr dive to try and get a piece of it. But again, it's sent straight past her and through to the opposite sideline. Really tough scoring angle there. Not much you could do from that position. Dolphins will throw. Jean Belay controls. It's sent over the touchline. Dolphins will throw again. This throw a bit longer up the pitch. Schlee was the nearest Dolphin. Off the throw, the ball almost rolled straight through to the far side as the Dolphins give it away again. Shot toward goal, easily stopped by Dorr, but had a completely unforced giveaway. And once again, nearly trouble for the Dolphins. Dolphins working quickly. Again, no direct view of the clock, but we have to be in the closing seconds of the half here. I believe the 1-minute announcement just came over public address. Final 10 seconds of the half. Ball volleyed in the air by the Dolphins. They hoped to cross, and the cross was broken up as one of the most unorthodox halftime horns and countdown sounds you will hear signals the end of the first half. Our score through 45 minutes, Stack leads CSI by a score of 1-0. When we come back, the final 45 minutes in this East Coast Conference women's soccer matchup. This is audio-only coverage of CSI women's soccer, streaming exclusively on the CSI Sportsnet YouTube channel. Back with you in 15 minutes. And we are back from Spartan Field, where the second half is just moments away from getting started between the College of Staten Island and St. Thomas Aquinas College. And there is the unorthodox horn to let you know it. Joe Foreman on the call solo here for CSI Sportsnet, audio only. For full game video, including commentary from the Stack broadcast team. If you're a fan of the Spartans, check out the QR code on your screen. But Sportsnet will be here for select road games the rest of the way this year. We will certainly be in Buffalo for the season finale, should the Dolphins still be alive in the playoff chase for either team. So if either team is still alive entering that final day, we will cover both games. So hopefully, if you're a fan of CSI soccer, those games are meaningful, and the Dolphins will be playing for a spot in the postseason. If the team is assured of a spot come that point, we'll still cover it. The only way we would not be there is if both teams are eliminated from playoff contention following, or I should say entering, those games. Meanwhile, we're underway in the second half here from Sparkill. Here in the second half, the Dolphins will be attacking at the end of the pitch. Rom seated right to left. Spartans moving left to right on the attack in half number 2. As I mentioned earlier, the Dolphins were working against the wind in the first half. Seemingly right on cue. The wind has calmed down a bit, blowing more from sideline to sideline now rather than from end to end. Couldn't ask for much better weather to cover a game outside, especially with all the equipment. Not a cloud in the sky, not too warm. Plenty of shade here in the corner as well if you want that. Dolphins earn a throw right in front of the Spartans bench here. So Dolphins throw from the edge of the attacking third, chance to turn this into something quickly, but instead they play one toward the touchline and the Spartans will just let it roll. Ashley Argento responsible for the lone goal in this one. It's Stack leading 1-0. It was a free kick by Sarai Rodriguez that was saved by Brianna Dorr. It was punched up into the bar. It rebounded in front, and then it was headed in by Argento as Dorr was laid out on the turf. Really no chance for her to get back up and keep it out. It was headed in the perfect spot as well, kept away from the Dolphins goalkeeper at the other end of goal. Simply nothing she could do after making the initial save, but Dolphins, I think, right now, the big concerns are the giveaways in their own end, which we've seen a few times in this game. Fortunately, none of those have directly led to a scoring chance, but it was a Dolphins free kick that they conceded, that is, a Spartans free kick conceded by the Dolphins, which led to the goal. And the Dolphins have committed several fouls through the first 45 minutes plus that have resulted in Spartan set pieces from the attacking third, a couple more just beyond that. Meanwhile, there were 2 soccer balls on the pitch briefly. Dolphins throw. They work in the midfield. Cirinelli. Short pass for Schlee. Back to Hammond. Now Cirinelli again. Looks to switch play toward the far side, but didn't get enough on that ball. It's taken by Stack. Stack working forward into the attacking third, but that entry pass toward the 18 a bit too strong. Spartans work again up the far side. It was played by the body of Hammond. And should note that there is Riley Hammond of the Dolphins and Amelia Hammond of the Spartans. It's not often that we cover games here on Sportsnet with audio only, but that's a distinction we need to make today. I think the 2 Hammonds, the only players sharing a last name between the 2 teams. At least of the players out there. I know both teams have a Rodriguez as well. Ball bouncing through the midfield onto the foot of Caitlin Thompson. She plays it into a lot of space. It did find the foot of Cirinelli. Now Jean Belay working toward the corner under a lot of pressure from Bellino. She continues to work forward toward the touchline. Looked across, knocked down and kept in. Really no attackers there for Jean Belay to find with that ball. Dolphins look to get restarted, nearly gave it away. Cole fending off a challenge. McGuire played her very closely, but the Dolphins move ahead quickly toward the far side. Thompson with 2 defenders in front. Now Castro crosses, center of the box. Played with the body. Jean Belay hoping to turn and shoot. Couldn't do it. Knocked straight up in the air. Asola now with a shooting lane. But that is closed quickly as the ball ends up skyward again. It's rolling toward goal, and LePage will pick it up. Appeared to be a couple of moments of uncertainty there for the Spartans about what to do with that ball. But no Dolphins close enough to make it hurt. Ball now in the midfield, kept in along the touchline. Several players vying for possession along the near side. It ends up at the center of the pitch on the foot of Schlee. O'Donnell with it now for Staten Island. Working toward the midfield stripe. She plays it up toward the far side. And Urich was making a run. There was no flag, but the ball too strong for Urich. And again, Dolphins connect there. It appeared as if that was going to be some trouble for Stack. Dolphins yet to connect on that big pass. That one certainly would have been of that variety. Once again, it is a Dolphins throw along the near side. Rolls off the head of Asola onto the foot of Thompson. She plays it in the middle, and that's off the post. Urich's second chance, couldn't get there in time, and it's sent away by the Spartans. Urich had a chance to level the score from in close. The ball found Thompson, who appeared as if she was going to shoot it. Instead, found Urich on a run. And Urich, while moving, as that's put in! Schlee from a long way out! Over everybody! Over LePage, beneath the bar and in, as the Dolphins net the equalizer early in the second half. Isabella Schlee with a long strike, seemingly catching everyone by surprise. The Dolphins were in the midst of trying to track that ball down. Schlee able to knock it down, delivered a long strike over LePage and just beneath the bar. That is a big goal for the Dolphins, who desperately need a point in conference play, sitting at 0-2. We're right back where we started, as we'll get the official time on the goal in just a moment. Goal comes in the 52nd minute. Make it the 53rd, right at the start of the 53rd minute. And the head official's headed over to the scores table right now. So we're going to have a brief break in the action here. No real indication of what this conversation is about, but it appears they've reached a resolution as the whistle blows and the action resumes. Just shy of 38 minutes to go in this match, as the Dolphins nearly had a takeaway right off the kickoff. Spartans played it back toward their own goal, and the Dolphins nearly took it in stride. CSI looking invigorated by that goal, immediately moving forward on the attack. Jean Belay with a good first touch, working toward the 18. Gets it away. Schlee, short pass, Asola, and her attempt for goal was blocked. It's knocked down by Mia Cole on the clearance, and it ends up back with LePage. It is officially an unassisted goal for Schlee. And as I recounted what happened on the shot attempt before, it seemed like a ball that had been cleared away by Stack. Dolphins did not appear to be in any position to put a shot on goal, and Schlee said, I have other ideas. And we've seen the Dolphins score that way a couple of times this year, where you didn't really expect them to try a shot, and then they're able to put one by. Asola directing traffic, wanted Jean Belay, and just getting a piece to break it up with the Spartans. And O'Donnell's probably going to get a yellow card if that continues. She already got a talking to. The official communicating with her, but no card. It almost appeared to be one of those fouls that you give to break up potential attacking play. It's a free kick for Stack just beyond midfield. And it's a long one toward the box. Bounces around in there. Dolphins had hoped to clear, couldn't do it. Stack retreating toward the corner as this one's put toward goal. It bounces wide of the frame, rolling along the touch line in the corner, and it will be a Dolphins throw. Throw over Schlee, rolling into the midfield. Thompson there waiting. Thompson connects with Cole. Cole up toward the far side. Dolphins running out of room there. The ball does stay in along the touch line. Stack controls now in front of the CSI bench, headed the other way. O'Donnell intercepts the Spartans' pass. Knocked down in the midfield, and the Spartans head back the other way. Ball played through toward the box, but way too strong. On the pass from Vincent, scooped up by Dorr. Ball sent through the midfield, still in the air, bouncing toward the 18, and LePage comes out to get it. She quickly throws it ahead to a waiting Bellino. Bellino working against Jean-Belay. Jean-Belay knocks it loose, but Bellino takes it back from Thompson, who never really had control. LePage, short pass out of goal once again. Onto the foot of Fenninger. She sends one into the midfield where it's immediately deflected. Sent back the other way again. Sola got a foot on it. Cole also got a piece for CSI. Now Jean-Belay, but none of them could control it. Hammond has it now. Riley Hammond of Staten Island, that is. It was lost up the far side to Fenninger and sent over the touchline for another Spartans throw. This to be taken right in front of the Dolphins bench. Off the throw, it's cleared back into the Staten Island bench by O'Donnell as we have a Spartan substitution forthcoming. Spartans throw, taken short, and again it's deflected over the touchline, but a foul was called. It's going to be a Stack free kick here, and with each one of these, they've taken their time. They have not been looking to take any of their free kicks quickly. They gather many bodies in the box. And a free kick travels toward goal where Dorr secures it on a fly. A long shot on goal for the Spartans. Not too much traffic in front of Dorr to make that a difficult stop. That one sent into the midfield, headed a couple of times, and comes to rest between both a Dolphin and a Spartan. Urich waiting for Fenninger to play it as Thompson tried to shoot. Not much space for her, didn't get all of it. It rolls harmlessly into the arms of LePage. LePage will punt into the midfield. It skips over everybody. Rolling toward the Dolphins' goal. O'Donnell plays it to Dorr, who had to clear quickly. Serenelli got a piece with the body to knock it down off the clearance. Dolphins still applying some pressure as the Spartans send it toward the box again. And a flag is up for offsides. Free kick Staten Island from just beyond the own 18. Bounces into the midfield. Didn't go very far. O'Donnell didn't put much air on it. As the Spartans have it now in the attacking third off a couple of rebounds through the midfield. Castro tried to clear it, got just enough of it to put it through traffic. And now Isola looking to play Jean-Belay. Jean-Belay making a good run, puts one toward goal. It's rolling on, and it's rolling in! A long connection to Jean Belay, who finishes. And the Dolphins take a 2-1 lead. Back-to-back goals for CSI. And they have turned a 1-0 halftime deficit into a 2-1 advantage. LePage came off her line. It looked like she was going to get there, and Jean Belay just beat her to the spot past a pair of markers as the Dolphins have gone in front by a goal. A much-needed goal for Albana Jean Belay and the Dolphins as they have a lead in conference play. We'll get you the official time on the goal once they make it official via the live stats. It is Jean Belay from Asola in the 59th minute, as that one is sent on goal by Stack shortly off the kickoff, and Dorr, without much obstruction, able to make the save. That's a great ball from Asola, who deserves plenty of credit as well. A well-timed run. A good first touch, always important. That first touch setting up the shot. It was one of those where all it took was getting toes on it. That ball was rolling on goal for about 5 seconds. But once Jean Belay put it past LePage, there was no chance for the Spartans to keep it out. Player down for Stack on the pitch as well here. It was Hammond who was down, but that was as the result of a foul. And the Dolphins concede another free kick. Goal officially announced. Jean Belay from Asola. Here comes the Spartans' free kick. Sent toward the back post. And it rolls toward the far side. And again, that one ends up in the woods. I do not envy whoever has to chase that ball. Ball down there very well could be gone for good, as we have another player down. And I believe another Dolphins foul called. So they are going to set up another Spartans free kick to be taken from just inside the touch line. Far side, not too far beyond the 18. Here we go. It's sent near post and easily handled by Dorr. Dorr sends this one into the midfield. It lands in traffic. Dolphins do control Asola with some room. Connects with Urick, but the flag is up. Offside's the call. Spartans setting up a free kick from just beyond their own 18. LePage, the goalkeeper, to take it. Ball rolling along the touchline on the far side. It stays in just in front of the Dolphins bench. And finally a whistle comes in. It's going to be a free kick rather than a throw, it appeared. And indeed that is the case. And with that, Spartans begin to file down the pitch toward the box. We've seen just about every one of these played as close to the penalty area as the Spartans can send it. This one no different. That one headed the other way by the Dolphins near the top of the box. It's played back toward the box and cleared nearly the full length of the pitch by CSI. It's rolling toward the corner, and it's over the touchline for a Spartans throw. You'll certainly take that if you're the Dolphins. If you could clear it almost the full length of the pitch and have it roll in just inside of that corner flag, you'll take that. And off the throw, the Dolphins nearly forced the giveaway. It's on the foot of LePage. She sends it into the midfield. Cirinelli first to it for Staten Island. It bounces into the attacking third down near the corner right in front of me. Jean Belay looking to turn toward the box, able to do so, puts one off a defender and over the touchline. That was a shot attempt that was blocked on the way in. And the Spartans concede the corner. Dolphins send one toward the center of the box off the corner. It rebounds off a body and out of danger. O'Donnell coming over to track it down, looking to work up the sideline, beats her marker. And the Spartans, in an attempt to clear it, put it off of O'Donnell. Throw in for Stack, taken quickly. Dolphins pressuring along the sideline as they force it over. Another throw for Stack. This one sent into the air and headed, but kept in play once again. Team's walking the tightrope along that far side as Schlee has it center of the pitch. Now Cirinelli. Cirinelli toward Thompson, who tried to throw a heel at it. Couldn't get a piece. Punted into the midfield by LePage. It pinballs around there. Finally settles down a bit over the midfield stripe, headed by the Spartans, rolling toward the far side. Stack tracks it down right in front of the Dolphins bench in the attacking third. Quick passing, finally disrupted by CSI. Spartans will throw in. They throw toward the corner. Dolphins not giving much space there. Strong challenge by Castro, and it ends up cleared over the side by the Spartans. As the Dolphins will send Eva Rodriguez into the match. Rodriguez in, Urich to the bench. Throw in for the Dolphins, taken toward the midfield. Spartans send it right back in the other direction. Controlled by Stack, edge of the attacking third. And a strong challenge and tackle, but a whistle instead. Play halted there. Another free kick for Stack. Wind picking up, blowing firmly against the Spartans right now as they get set for this free kick. Not too far beyond midfield. The wind really driving that ball out of danger as the Spartans commit a foul in the box. Dolphins are in the free kick here. Men's soccer making their way into the complex now. They were here taking in the first half. Have arrived ahead of their match, scheduled for a 2:30 start. We'll have that right here for you on CSI Sportsnet via our YouTube channel. These broadcasts, not only a resource for the audience, but a resource for me. If Dolphins were to go on and win, we'll chop up the highlights, pair them with the call from this live stream, and get our viewers a highlight package ready for tonight's recap. Two teams right now working in the midfield along the far side, neither making much progress. The Dolphins throw toward the attacking third, but not many black jerseys there. Dolphins chasing this one toward the sideline. They run out of space. Now throwing from the near side, Cirinelli sends it off the head of Schlee, who directs it right back over the touchline. Spartans have made a change in goal. Catalina Robeson now in net for the Spartans. And the question during a weekday game always becomes, is that a strategic change based on performance or a change based on availability for classes? I think more often than not, with the games for these teams scheduled the same weekdays, almost without exception, most of the athletes are set not to have class on Wednesday. That's when the conference games typically are played, and I'd say about 90% of the other weekday games fall on a Wednesday as well. The men have had some on Thursday, including that match against Goldie Beacom coming up a week from tomorrow. Dolphins work it into the attacking third, and the flag was up for offsides. Ball a bit too high for Jean Belay as well. Souvenir rolls in front of me. It's a goal kick for the Spartans. Robeson boots it through the midfield. First contacted by Stack, but Jean Belay weaving through a pair of markers and beating a third challenge. And now playing Asola through. Asola shot high. Oh boy, that was a very quickly developing attacking play. Asola put a lot on that one, but sent it too high. Jean Belay with good work dribbling through the midfield as well. Trying to return the favor to Asola following the previous Dolphins goal. I think we had a handball in the midfield. Nope, it hit the official. So they'll drop it and play will continue. Effectively, it serves as a free kick for Stack because they dropped it and the Spartans immediately sent it into the box. The Dolphins forced to clear, and they do. How about that for taking advantage of a drop ball? The moment that ball hit the turf, Stack sent it straight to the 18, and the Dolphins immediately pressured into a clearance. Dorr sends one into the midfield. Knocked down, still rolling, and finally tracked along the near side by Jean Belay. She works into the attacking third, finds a seam, looks to shoot, and her shot skips wide. A pair of Dolphin substitutions getting set to check in. I believe that is Kovalenko and Dorr coming on for Staten Island. And that is indeed the case. Asola and Jean Belay off. Get you the official time remaining in a moment as well. Those substitutions coming with 18 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock. It is a Spartans throw along the near side. It was flipped in very quickly, and that was to give the throw to a different player. I was about to say, a bit too quickly perhaps. It's going to be a long throw toward the attacking third. Rodriguez knocked it down, but immediately the Dolphins send it back the other way. Kovalenko in the midfield got a piece but couldn't corral it. Now Thompson got a piece as well, and the Spartans again send it back the other way. But Stack, I thought had played it over the near side. Instead, it was deflected by Dolphin. Spartans throw once again near side. Looking for any opening through the midfield. Dolphins doing a good job to close those lanes. And Cole, not realizing Rodriguez was right on her heels, nearly gave her the ball on the edge of the attacking third. Schlee, facing heavy pressure, got it away to Cole. Back to Hammond. Riley Hammond, that is. She plays it into the midfield. Rodriguez. That's Eva Rodriguez of CSI. Finds Castro. Her cross headed by Thompson. And it's sent wide of goal by the Spartans. So the Dolphins earn a corner here. And this second half has been mostly controlled by CSI. Dolphins really struggled for shot attempts in the first half. That has not been the story here in the second. The adjustments at halftime clearly have paid off. This corner sent right toward the goal line. And a foul was whistled as that corner kick had come to land in a very dangerous spot. A lot of traffic. That is truly a landing space where anything can happen just beyond the goal line. Instead, it's a free kick taken by Robeson from in goal. It was sent a very long way, landing right on the edge of the midfield. A lot of contact in pursuit of that ball as well. Cirinelli beaten to the spot by Stanley, but the Spartans couldn't keep it any longer. Cole hoping to turn back upfield the other way, instead coughed it up. There's a shot on target and saved by Dorr. Serena Diastis with that last shot. Just didn't elevate it enough. It was a quality shot, but Dorr had just enough height to get up and get it. Ball bouncing along the far side. Was kept in for a time, but finally it's out off the foot of a Spartan. Dolphins throw. Again, the ball bouncing along the sideline. Dolphins this time will throw in from a bit further up the pitch. And again, ball headed into the stack bench. The Dolphins move up a bit further for this throw. Dolphins inching their way up the sideline, throw it off the body of Thompson. Stack had hoped to clear, they couldn't do it. Cole puts one toward goal, but it's well wide. Goal kick, again sent into the midfield. Knocked down by the Dolphins and controlled by the Spartans. Spartans working up the far side toward the corner. Rodriguez has it in the corner. O'Donnell right there with her. Knocks it away. Throw in for the Spartans. Throw in. Lands on the edge of the 18. The Dolphins clear it away again. And we've seen CSI on the wrong side of penalty calls. That's something they need to watch out for here. You have to make sure that if Stack does score, you make them earn it. And I think if you're the Dolphins and you don't concede free kicks in dangerous positions or penalties, the Spartans have not shown they can generate chances outside of set pieces. The goal came directly as the result of a free kick that struck the bar and rebounded in front. Ball bouncing around the edge of the 18, rolling toward the near side. And finally it is taken by the Spartans, albeit briefly. And the Dolphins' goal kick is upcoming as CSI cut off the angle to that ball along the touchline. They got the roll they wanted. CSI maintains a 1-goal lead. We will check on the time with the next stoppage or next game action. Again, we are seated behind the corner flag. Scoreboard probably 10 feet to my left, but I am seated on the rear side of the scoreboard. There's another one for the Woods, cleared over the far sideline. Dolphins throw long toward the attacking third. Immediately sent back the other way by the Spartans. And they control up the far side. Good tackle by Castro. That sent it over the sideline. And ahead of the Spartans throw, we're going to have a Stack substitution. So with that, we can check how much time we have. I would presume we are closing in on the final 10 minutes. $11:27 to go as of that last substitution. So we're closing in on the final 10 minutes from Sparkill. Dolphins lead it 2-1, trailed by a goal early, and have scored 2 unanswered, both coming in the second half. Spartans cleared out of their own end once again. Dolphins, however, were waiting in the midfield where they do control. This is Cole. Cole looking for somewhere to go with it, finds Schlee. Back to Hammond. Now O'Donnell. Cole. Up toward Thompson, who is defended closely. And Cole has it again. This time nowhere to go with it, gave it away. But Spartans give it right back. Castro for the sideline, Rodriguez. Rodriguez wanted Thompson, but the lane just wasn't there. Ball sent all the way down toward the corner up the far side. Dolphins are going to throw, and now in these closing minutes, the clock will stop with each Dolphin substitution. Urick back out there. Cole to the bench. That substitution comes with, I presume, around 10 minutes. 9:57 to be exact. Emily Nagel in as well, replacing Eva Rodriguez. Two more Dolphin substitutions, Jean Belay and Asola for Kovalenko and Dorr. Dolphins throw from just beyond the midfield. Sent back over the touchline by the Spartans. Dolphins will throw again. It was off the head of Schlee. Thompson sent it toward the sideline. I think the Spartans touched it last. And they did. It was off the head of a stacked defender. The Dolphins will throw. The wind about as forceful as it's been here in the second half. Dolphins again working with the wind as the throw-in was interrupted by Stack. Urick corrals it, and the Spartans have conceded a corner kick. Very unnecessarily, but Stack concedes the corner. And now the Dolphins with a chance to score and perhaps put it away. It's played short, and there was nobody in the area of that pass. But O'Donnell comes down to intercept and break up the counter. That's a big play to break up a potential counter because the Dolphins put it where they had no attackers, and the Spartans certainly had a chance going back the other way. Schlee for Asola in a dangerous spot, but at the top of the 18, Asola was dispossessed. Schlee works very quickly with the ball on her foot, decisive in any situation, whether she's looking to pass or shoot. And she very nearly set up Asola for a goal-scoring chance. If she beats one marker, I think she's certainly in on goal. A Spartans throw taken into the attacking third. Final 8 minutes from Spartan Field in Sparkill. Dolphins now throw from in front of their own bench. Throw taken into the midfield. Asola retreating. Finds O'Donnell. O'Donnell off a teammate. It was Schlee who had it hit right off of her. Tight window for the pass by Schlee. And Spartans do control it. They have it along the sideline after taking possession in the center of the pitch, working now into the attacking third. Moving toward the top of the 18. Short pass broken up. Second pass attempt, a good one, and the shot is high and wide. That very well might be the best quality shot the Spartans have had here in the second half. They had a couple of chances that Dorr needed to stop, but those were from a much greater distance. That last shot attempted by Madison Powers. Dorr sends the goal kick into the midfield. Spartans do control with under 7 minutes to play, but not for long. Dolphins have it now. Stanley up the near side, quickly met by Cirinelli, forced to give it up. Circling back toward the center of the pitch was Vincent, where she couldn't find a teammate. The Dolphins again control in their own end, looking to play it into the midfield. They threaded the needle on that pass. Now Jean Belay looking to work forward. Asola into the attacking third. Has Cirinelli up the near side. She looks to cross. Urich, the nearest attacker. Cross knocked down. Attempt toward goal. Far wide. And immediately after checking out, Liza Kovalenko will check back in. Havana Jean Belay to the bench. Dolphins utilizing a lot of substitutions here in the second half. We approach 5 minutes to go from Sparkill. Dolphins lead still 2-1. Ball up the sideline. And knocked over by the Spartans for a Dolphins throw. Castro to throw. Missed her target there over Urich's head. Robeson will look to work quickly and send this one through the midfield, perhaps a bit further than that. And it lands just beyond the midfield stripe. Headed in the air by Cirinelli. Players all gathered around waiting for it to come down. And it comes to rest with the Spartans. That ball played toward the top of the 18, cleared away by O'Donnell. And sent to the Dolphins bench by Stack. Castro throws. And again, it is sent skyward, landing in the midfield on the foot of Thompson. Schlee all the way back to Cirinelli, who plays it to her goalkeeper, Brianna Dorr. Dorr found the foot of Urich. Now Kovalenko looking to turn, couldn't do it. Dolphins awarded another throw along the near side this time. Off the throw, it bounces around, and is kept in by CSI as Stack once again clears it over the near side. Dolphins will throw. Neither team really going anywhere right now. It's been an exchange of possession in the midfield, culminating in a clearance over the sideline. Dolphins with the 1-goal lead, certainly okay with that. As again, the ball ends up over the sideline. Dolphins awarded the throw. That throw taken into a lot of traffic. Really no room there. Neither team with clear possession yet. It goes to the Spartans, but the attempted through ball placed in no woman's land, cleared by CSI. Substitutions coming on for Stack. Get you the official time remaining in just a moment as well. 2.5 to go following that last pair of substitutions. Stack has it in their own end. Running out of opportunities to build an attack as that was headed by a Dolphin into the arms of Dorr. That takes a bounce a bit to the left, and all of a sudden you have a Spartan making a run right into the path of that ball. Dolphins needed to be precise with that header. They are. Punt by Dorr lands in the midfield. Controlled by CSI along the far side, quickly taken by the Spartans. A strong tackle there to ensure that was cleared over the sideline by Schlee. Spartans take the throw immediately. Quick turn in the midfield. Stanley looking. Crossing the midfield stripe. Connects with Vincent. Bellino giving chase in the corner. Ran out of real estate. Dolphins awarded the throw once again. Taking their time as that ball was rolling back into the field of play. You're at the point now where if you can throw it long and take one trip down to the corner, that might end this. Final minute of play, second half. Dolphins lead it 2-1. Looking for their first conference win. They need to hold for under 60 seconds. Ball cleared into the Staten Island bench. Spartans immediately throw in. Dolphins clearing again toward the far side. And it's sent into the woods by Stack. Really not much of a sense of urgency here. I thought Stack was being awarded the throw. I was mistaken. I did initially call it correctly, as Stack did get the last touch on it into the woods, and with that ball rolling over the touchline, that should do it. Final seconds tick off the clock here in Sparkill, and the Dolphins have picked up their first conference win of the 2025 season. It is the first win as interim head coach for Joseph Odomewu, and the Dolphins have defeated the Spartans by a final score of 2-1. CSI trailed in this match 1-0 at halftime, scored a pair of unanswered goals in half number 2, and they take the win 2-1, picking up 3 big points in the conference standings and setting up a matchup against D'Youville later in the week that very well could propel them on the road to the postseason. If the Dolphins can defeat the Saints, that's 2 teams you have the tiebreaker over. And come playoff time, that's all you need to get in. 8 teams in the conference, the top 6 make it. And as we always say, once you're in, absolutely anything can happen. So women's soccer is shaping up to be must-watch the rest of the way. The Dolphins continue conference play on Saturday at D'Youville University. That game on the road in Buffalo. Be sure to catch it on Flow College. As for us here on Sportsnet, we are right back at it in approximately 30 minutes as the Dolphins will take on St. Thomas Aquinas College. Men's soccer action coming up next. Another audio-only broadcast here on CSI Sportsnet. For those tuning in just for the women's game, thanks for listening. This has been Joe Foreman on the call. Once again, our final score, the Dolphins over the Spartans 2-1.